Hi, this is Peter Darts Clairvoyant here, and I was just thinking this evening about depression, sort of how we all go through things. And sometimes we think, oh, I'm not depressed or nothing really gets to me, but we all can have a moments. And then sometimes there can be people that we connect with, and they may seem all right on the outside, but you don't know what's going on in the inside. So sometimes we have to try and sort of notice the signs, see if we can look out for them, see if we can be there for them, because depression comes in many shapes and forms. And like I say, you might not feel or class yourself as that, but there could be something troubling you, something that feels like you can't deal with, or you don't quite know how to manage, or you're stuck in a rut. Even the simplest of things, it can be difficult, it can be stressful. So you've just got to find ways of pulling yourself out of that energy. And yeah, sometimes it's easier said than done, isn't it? It can be difficult, it can be complicated. So I always find just going a walk in the countryside or going somewhere where the water is, anything to do with water, I just love it. Water can be very calming, it can be very healing, and especially if you can go walk around that water, it can sort of almost like clear your soul. So it can be very good, very positive for you. Or if you can perhaps find if you can't perhaps get to the water isn't nearby you, or the countryside, maybe you can perhaps do something that you enjoy and you connect with. It could be something creative. Maybe you like to draw. Sometimes people do these courses of drawings to help people with depression. It's a bit every stroke you're sort of kind of washing all that negative energy away in a sense. So it's like a form of healing, a form of therapy. That's what it is, therapy. So doing something like that, or maybe you like to cook, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's something that you can do and connect with and take your mind off something that's troubling you and just rechannel your energy. It can be so amazing to do that. And don't put pressure onto yourself as if to say, oh, I do this and I'm going to be cured today or tomorrow, because you do whatever it is you enjoy today. And that hasn't still gone away as such of what you're feeling, but it just takes your mind off it for a short period. And the more you can do that, whether it be a couple of times a day or each day, it's a step in the right direction. But at the end of the day, whatever it is troubling us, whatever it is we're dealing with and going through, we have to try and get to the root of the problem. So connecting with things to help us switch off, yes, is good. But we then have to have some kind of acceptance of what we're dealing with and what we're going through and finding a way of dealing with it. So in other words, just admitting to yourself that you've got that issue or that problem and facing it head on, or whether you feel like you need a counselor or maybe somebody like myself, then, that may be a way forward. But you tend to find clairvoyants and psychics aren't always the right person to deal with depression. And I would probably say we're not. But we can help them possibly in some ways, but I would definitely always say it's perhaps better to see a counsellor if that's something that you really, really are troubling with in a difficult way. But then you might feel just some good positivity and somebody giving you the hope and the possibilities of new beginnings. That can be a way forward. So it all depends what you're going through and how we look at these things. But I just feel as though as long as you get some kind of help in some kind of way and face these situations head on, then bit by bit you'll get there, because we all have our moments. We all get down. We all get fed up with things. I'm no different to you. I have my worries, my concerns. I certainly do at the moment, but I kind of acknowledge them. I'm working through them. And I must admit, I've even had the odd reading recently for me, so that can be a way forward. But like I say, sometimes it is better perhaps to see a counsellor if it's more deep rooted, but I know me, I'm just looking for that optimism for the future that I will get where I want to be. So it's whatever we feel that we're looking for or whatever we feel that we're needing. So I'm not saying what path is right and what path is wrong. Sometimes you've got to decide that for yourself, or maybe somebody around you may give you that answer, which is the best path for you. But I'm not saying the best path that fix the problem, but to help you to deal with it. So this is what it's all about now, but acknowledging is the key to everything. And then finding that solution to help it. But like I say, you going out there and doing one or two different things that you can connect with, enjoy, and lift your energy up, that's just going to help you in a million ways. So like me and my daughter, we went and walk around the water, and it was just lovely just doing that. And it was a great time. And it just takes your mind off things, and it's so refreshing. And I would recommend that to anybody, absolutely anybody. To have that kind of connection is just worth so much. So hopefully you can deal with any issues that you're dealing with, or maybe talk to a friend or a member of the family. As long as you've got somebody to open up to, that is the key. And like I say, you perhaps bring in one or two things that you can do and enjoy and take your mind off it. That is another way forward. And always remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Sometimes it's like things take time to sort out and resolve. And as long as we push through in the right way and have that little bit of faith and that little bit of optimism, even though it's been knocked out of us, and it's so difficult in this day and age, isn't it? Life is very difficult, very hard today. There's so many things going on. But if we can find a way through that fog and find that joy, that happiness, that peace, that joy, then that's what it's all about. And that is the key moving forward. So I hope that's helped you in some kind of way. I hope it's given you a little bit of food for thought, so to speak. And I hope it helps you to get yourself on the right path for whichever you feel way is best, or help you to find a solution to just take your mind off things. Because sometimes maybe we don't need a counsellor, sometimes maybe we don't need a reading, and sometimes it's just talking to a friend or doing something to just take your mind off it, and keep doing that. And that can be the path forward. Every situation is different. Everyone looks at things differently. We all think differently. None of us are the same. No situation is the same. But I'm sure whatever it is you may be going through, I'm sure you sort it. I'm sure you'll resolve it. And I'm sure you will find that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? But whatever you do, don't go thinking that negatively, that there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Really do not do that, because things can seem to be so dark at the last minute, but then tomorrow is just such a new day. And there's always hope for the future, even in the darkest of times. And there are people who will help you with that. Again, counsellors and people who deal with things like that. I don't want to sort of spell it out directly, but you know what I mean. And I just want to just sort of talk about it very calmly. And because that's how to sort of deal with it. But yes, to acknowledge it, but to be calm about it, and just have hope tomorrow is a better day. And it may take time for that better day to come, but I'm telling you now, that better day is out there. So have that faith, have that belief, and keep pushing forward. Because even in the troublesome times, there are pockets of joy, and those can just be so uplifting and just carry you forward. So, and I hope you find that, I really do. So I wish you well, I wish you all the best, and good luck with everything. Thank you.